Hello and welcome to another Klaviyo tutorial. And in today's session, we are going to focus on one of the most important components of email marketing, which is writing irresistible subject lines and pre-headers. So these elements are the very first thing your subscribers will see, and they will play a massive role in whether your emails gets opened or gets ignored. So let's get into the details and uncover the secrets of crafting subject lines and pre-headers that grab attention and increase your open rates. So before we dive into the tips, let's start by answering an essential question, which is why are subject lines and pre-headers so crucial? So it's simple. They are your first and often only chance to make an impression in a crowded inbox. So you have just a few seconds to convince your subscribers to open your email. So if your subject line doesn't stand out, your email might as well not exist. So tip number one is to be clear and concise. Your subject line needs to tell your reader exactly what's inside the email. So it should be clear and set clear expectations and leave no room for confusion. So avoid being vague or too clever. It might be tempting, but clarity should always be your first priority. So as you can see on the screen, here it asks for the subject line and even the preview text. So let me just fill it out quickly. So as you can see, I have quickly filled out my subject line and even the preview text. So in the subject line, I have written 20% ends tonight, and also I have added an emoji. And in the preview text, I have said, grab it before it's gone. So in this way, you are telling your subscribers exactly what to expect and making them feel like they are getting something special. So remember, with subject lines, less is often more. So now let's move on to our tip number two, which is to create an urgency or FOMO, which stands out for fear of missing out. So, urgency drives action. When subscriber feels like they might miss out on an exclusive offer, they are more likely to open your email immediately. So try incorporating time-sensitive languages like limited time offer or even sales ends tonight or only a few left. So these phrases can trigger a sense of urgency and make it harder for the reader to ignore your email. And also, try to use countdowns in your emails. That Klaviyo allows you to add countdown timers to your campaigns as well. So you can visually reinforce that time is running out. Now, let's move on to our tip number three. So personalize when possible. Personalization isn't just about using your subscriber's first name, though that can't be effective. It's about tailoring your content to the individual. Klaviyo makes it incredibly easy to add dynamics content to your subject line, such as incorporating past purchases, behavior, or even the location. So as you can see on the screen, you can add text to the templates as well by simply drag and drop options that the Klaviyo has provided you with. So I'm going to add some text, and for that you need to simply drag this text block and drop it just here. And that's it. And you can even type the text in this source code. So simply you can see this source code option, simply click this, and here you can type your text. So make sure you put your text inside this div options, which is in this opener and in the ender as well. And make sure your text is in the middle. So let's say I'm going to type hey, and for the first name, you simply have to go to the Chrome or your web browser and search in Google for the Klaviyo's first name, and here it suggests you the first name. So let me quickly fill this out too. So I have searched for the Klaviyo's first name in the Google, and this is what it provides. So as you can see on the screen, you need to copy all these, which includes the brackets as well. So simply copy this and go back to the Klaviyo's website, and here you need to simply paste it just like this. And after that, simply write down the message that you want to convey to your customers. So let me just quickly fill this out as well. So after typing all the text, this makes the email feel much more personal and relevant, increasing the likelihood that they will open it. So personalization can also go beyond names. Consider tailoring subject lines based on customer preferences or past interactions. So with Klaviyo, you can leverage behavioral triggers to make sure that your email feels custom crafted for each subscriber. Now let's move on to our tip number 4. So use the pre-header to add context. The pre-header is the text that follows the subject line in the inbox, which I have already shown you before, and it's just as important. So while your subject line grabs attention, the pre-header gives you an opportunity to expand on the message and provide additional context. So think of the pre-header as your sidekick. So after you have added your preview text, now the subscriber knows exactly what they will find inside the email and that they should act quickly before the new items are gone. Remember, the subject line and pre-header work together to entice the reader to open the email. Be sure they complement each other, offering both excitement and clarity. And tip number 5 is test, test, and test. So, even the best marketers don't get it right on the first try. Testing is the key. Klaviyo's A/B testing feature allows you to try different subject lines and pre-headers to see which ones performs the best. So, don't be afraid to experiment with different approaches. So test the use of emojis, questions, urgencies, or even different tones like a formal versus a conversational. So each audience is different, so A/B testing helps you find out what resonates most with your subscribers. By continually testing and optimizing your subject lines and pre-headers, you will be able to fine-tune your strategy and improve your open rates over time. And there you have it. 5 actionable tips to help you write subject lines and pre-headers that grabs attention and drive results. So remember, clarity, urgency, personalization, and context are your keys to success. Don't forget to test regularly to fine-tune your strategy. Now that you have the tools to craft irresistible subject lines and pre-headers, it's time to put them to work and watch your open rates soar. Happy emailing, and remember, every great email starts with a powerful first impression. See you guys in the next lesson.